Mel Cuts is an 18-year-old female barber who was able to book over 70 new clients into her barber business in just a span of 30 days. And the craziest part is she has a combined following of less than 10,000 followers across both TikTok and Instagram. And despite this, she's fully booked out of her prices, making over $8K a month while still being in high school. What's good, YouTube? My name is Bristol, and as a barber, I scaled up to 15K per month cutting hair and now teach other barbers to do the same. In this video, I'm gonna break down for you guys her exact strategy on how she went from $25 to $60 a cut, more than doubling her prices in literally just a span of 60 days. So let's get straight into it, guys. As 18-year-old barber, Mel Cuts was able to more than double her prices within the first 60 days of working with us and actually get fully booked out, generating over 70 new clients in 1 month. And for most barbers, this is pretty crazy progress, but for her, it all just came down to her strategy, right? It really came down to these three main things. So phase one that we went ahead and implemented in her business was aggressive price increases. When she first started working with us, she was only charging $25 per haircut. Now she's actually about to go up to $60 per haircut, charging more than double what she did just 60 days ago. The second phase that we had to implement in her business before making this change was mastering conversion. So she was actually able to turn her views into clients. And lastly, she had to actually build a personal brand for herself and become the go-to barber in her area, specializing in just one main thing, right? In this video, I'm gonna show you guys the exact client attraction strategy that she used to gain over 70 new clients in 30 days, more than doubling her prices from $25 a cut to $60 a cut in just 60 days. And again, the craziest part is she did this in one of the most saturated markets. There's a ton of other barbers posting on social media, competing for clients, and she was still able to get these type of results. And this just comes down to her strategy, right? Her strategy allows her to be the barber that is fully booked, turning away clients and not having, anything special like years of experience to actually be able to make these, numbers work for her. It's just literally the right content strategy, right? She's not starved for clients. She was able to create a system to print new clients without relying on a shop, without relying on walk-ins, right? Without relying just based off luck and just wishful thinking. So again, the first thing that Mel really did to set herself apart was aggressive price increases. So when she was charging $25 a cut, she was trying to be everybody's barber, right? And this led to her being drained, tired, fully booked out, and only working in the business and literally having no time whatsoever to work on the business. She was working 7 days per week, even cutting every single day, working, just grinding out 12-hour days, right? And just led to no growth within the business. She was stuck at the same price despite working 7 days per week, grinding out 12-hour days. She was still making the same income every single month. What we did to fix this was immediately after she started working with us, we went ahead and just gave her a price increase to $40 to actually free up some new spaces. Now, why do we do this? The business was bleeding money by not allowing new clients to book, right? She was stuck at the same exact price for months on end, meaning that there was literally no space for any new clients. So all the content that she was putting out at the time, even if it was converting into new clients, right, it was pointless because these new clients didn't have any space to actually book with her. So her business was kind of stuck in the same spot, right? She wasn't growing the business. All this time that she was spending behind the chair, right, grinding out these 12-hour days was not allowing her to actually improve anything outside of the business, improve her content. And so she was just stuck in a cycle of $25 haircuts, 12-hour days, 7-day work weeks without actually having any time to put back into growing the business. How do we solve this, right? Again, her main problem was that she had demand but no strategy or availability. So people wanted to book with her and they literally just couldn't. And this meant that she was losing clients to every other barber that was competing with her in the area. So the main thing we went ahead and implemented in her barber business was raise prices, refill the business, rinse and repeat, right? And we were able to do this multiple times at the $20 price point and then again, very quickly refilling the business at the $40 price point before needing to again bump her up to $60 because she was just booked a week in advance. The second thing we went ahead and had to do for Mel was mastering conversion, right? At the start, her showcases were questionable. They weren't really marketing a specific type of cut and they just overall weren't converting clients. So what did we do for her? We actually went ahead and implemented content that we knew would convert, which was her consultations. And as you guys can see, they actually started to achieve decent results, but more importantly than the views, right? They started to actually book her clients. So the first thing that she had to do was actually master her showcases. If we go on her page and we go down a little bit, back when we first started working with her, her showcases were not the best, right? Just overall not really showcasing a weapon, not really having the best angle to work with. And it wasn't bad, but there's a lot that could have been improved upon. To now taking her same showcase,
Yo, bro, chill. Yo, my bad, bro. I need you to save me, bro.
to this quality where she's marketing a specific weapon with the haircut, and she was able to specifically focus on like two main things. So by her mastering the showcases, she was actually able to start turning all this viral traffic into actual clients. And the only way we achieved this was by two things: marketing one specific type of cut, right? Because a lot of barbers, they're gonna post all different types of content, they're gonna market to a bunch of different people, but for her, we were actually just seeing what worked, right? And once we found what worked, right, after this testing phase, because again, there was a testing phase, right? We go on TikTok right here, she was testing, right? Once we found what worked, we were able to just do it over and over and just scale it to better quality, right? Just doing what worked, but doing it already better. And so we focused more on the quality of views over the quantity of views, because yes, these videos, 100K, 60K, 33K, what's the point of getting all these views if they're not going to bring her clients, right? And so the way we actually increased our quality of views was, again, by making sure that these videos were actually converting, tracking the numbers, right? And making sure that we optimized her showcases, and we actually specifically solved a problem and marketed to a specific type of client within these consultations instead of just only doing them for entertainment. And the biggest thing that we did for her was increase her presence on TikTok and IG, because before she came to us, she was really only marketing on Instagram, which is what a lot of barbers do, right? They only market on Instagram and they just mainly focus on Instagram. But for Mel, I believe she's almost doubled her following since working with us on TikTok. And that's just because she was consistently posting daily on her story on IG and TikTok with her booking link, just constantly marketing herself every day, right? Because if you're a business, you need to be in your ideal client, your ICP. You need to be in their face every single day, right? You need to be showing yourself off to them, marketing your business on the daily. And so by her focusing on TikTok, she was able to double those chances of new client acquisition, right? And actually able to print clients and just have crazy new client acquisition, a steady flow of new clients into the business, making it healthy again through both platforms. So a key takeaway for her is really that she was able to focus on both platforms, not just one. And lastly, what is something that she actually did to set herself apart, right? The last phase of this was building a brand. The first biggest thing is that she's the only female barber on the market really posting herself and putting herself out there on social media. And one of the first videos that ever went out of her just blew up just because people loved seeing female barber on camera. People just loved seeing her personality, right? And so her personality on camera being unique, helping her stand out and being one of the only female barbers on the market already contributed something unique to her building her own unique personal brand, right? Another big thing was she showed up for herself every day and executed on feedback, right? A lot of people, they take feedback, but it takes them a long processing time to actually implement it, right? If we see here this feedback loop, what is the feedback loop? The feedback loop means that you're getting feedback on your content, whatever's working in your business, right? We test a variable, we change a variable, we see the result that it gets us, and then give more feedback, adjust, action, right? So as you can see here, this is the main thing that she did to improve at such a rapid rate. If we didn't get the desired result, we tested something new, tested it until it worked, and then once it worked, we just improved it, feedback, and just improved. And again, this is how she was able to improve at such a rapid rate, right? Because she was so quick to take action and actually implement feedback. And what Mel was actually able to do here, right, was play to her unique strengths, right? By standing out, being the only female barber in the market, by marketing to a specific type of clientele, right? Doing a lot of designs, doing a lot of lineups, doing a lot of blow tapers. She had a specific client in mind that she was trying to market to. And she went from being that $25 barber who's just trying to market to everybody to having a specific type of client in mind that she wants to market to, and having specific strengths and specific things that she's good at that she's going to market. And lastly, she was actually able to build a strong community, right? Become the best known barber, the go-to barber in her city. And if you look on her videos right here, I mean, she gets a ton of engagement. She has a big following. She has a lot of people who actually engage with her, and a lot of her clientele is very invested into her, right? They engage with her videos on social media, and she really just brings a unique experience in the chair. A lot of clients are very loyal to her, and they engage with her both on social media and in person behind the chair, and she really builds that community with her clients, both through the experience of her actual service, and again through her content on social media, just helping viewers get to know her a little more, right? Even putting out really personable videos like this to really help her audience get to know her a lot more. And when she first started working with us, she was like a lot of other barbers. She was shy, she was scared to put herself out on camera. But again, I think like a lot of barbers, she realized that she was leaving money on the table by having that fear of putting herself out there, and just by being camera shy, she was missing out on her true potential. And so once we see this shift, we see the views start to go up, we see the new clients start to come in, and she went from being that barber who was a little bit camera shy to actually being comfortable on camera and getting multiple viral videos and being able to play to her unique strengths and who she is and what sets herself apart. And this is how she was actually able to build herself a real brand, right? A lot of barbers don't have a brand. They're just a nameless face cutting hair. So for reference, when Mel first started working with us, her face was nowhere in her videos. She never put herself out there with a personality. She was literally just posting her work, right? Her haircuts, and kind of just expecting that to magically generate her new clients, right? There was no strategy. It's literally just posting a lot of before and afters. And she even had the logo on her page, right? There was no personality, there was no brand behind it. It was really just Mel Cuts with the logo. And if we look at her now, she has a picture of herself, she has her name, and she actually puts her face out there and really puts her personality out there, really just having come a long way from this barber that was only posting before and afters, or really being afraid to put herself out on camera. So just to finish off, there was nothing super significant or different about Mel, right? She's just like any other barber. Again, she just worked hard, applied the right strategy, and actually took action on what mattered. Instead of just keeping herself busy doing a bunch of mindless work, she actually took time to do work that would move the needle and actually benefit her business, and just prioritizing work that's actually important, right? Prioritizing the most important tasks that are going to move the needle, that are going to make a difference in her business, rather than just keeping herself busy with busy work that's going to keep her stuck in the same repeating loop trap of just those $25 haircuts. So that's pretty much the video, guys. Hopefully there was some value in it. If you're curious exactly how we build this custom strategy for her and scaled her all the way up to 8K per month while still being in high school, how we scale other barbers all the way up to over 6 figures per year with no BS, book a call, see if I can help you, link in bio.